Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video, and I want to thank Kimmy for lending me an account to show you a really cool clan boss setup. So I did a double ally attack setup with Maneaters with a crazy fast comp. A lot of people have been asking me, can I do something showing the tower and a block damage comp? And I figure, why not fuse them together and show you something quite ridiculous? So Kimmy set this one up, not me, but what a cool comp this is. I want to show it off. So this is going to involve Roshkard the Tower pairing up with Warcaster. So the two of them form an unkillable barrier. So you always will have unkillable on your team. That's not something new, but it's something we probably don't see as much because Maneater kind of rules the roost. But this comp's still very, very cool. It's possible to do Tower with anybody else that casts Unkillable on themselves in a different speed tune to this. So, and I've done videos with, I think, who was it? Paradon doing that. I've done a video with, trying to think what his name is, Torture Helm doing that. So there's a whole bunch of different ones that could fill into this spot. But the tower is pretty essential to this type of comp. So Roshkard the Tower and Warcaster are two. And then we're throwing in my man Factor in the Fat, who I absolutely love. One thing you might notice here is he's in Relentless gear. We'll go over the gear in a second. We're throwing in Seeker to make the comp run at a 2-for-1 speed. And then we're going to throw in my old buddy Longbeard, also in a Relentless set. Kind of nuts. Kind of nuts. Now, I've not tuned this comp, and I've got to say, we've got over 100% crit rate here, basically 100 here. We've got nothing much here. What, 70 odd here and 70 odd here. Now, Factor in the Fat, fella, puts on increased crit damage and increased crit rate. So if I was retuning this, I would be dropping the crit rate of Longbeard and Tower, and I'd be pushing their damage up. Yeah? So that's one thing I would say. If you're doing this type of comp, assume that Factor in the Fat is going to give you your increased crit rate. Get your guys tuned to 70% crit rate, and then you're going to get more damage out of your teams. So let's run through the different setups then. The hardest one to build is going to be probably the Tower. Well, the Tower and Warcaster, both quite fast. So you've got a 246 speed. Basically, that's your parameter. Like 246 speed is what you have to do. Once you get past that, then you can start to worry about, can I get the damage off? And he does hit hard, so high crit rate, high crit damage. His skills here, based off attack. This one's based off HP, and this is his block damage ability, and it does need to be booked. So you can kind of build a blend of HP and attack to get the most out of his damage. He does benefit from being booked as well in terms of damage output, but it's not essential, but you do have to have books here, otherwise it won't work. So in terms of Masteries then, we've got a pretty standard clan boss unkillable mastery setup. He's taken Life Drinker, I guess, to get him back to full. No, I don't really know why he's taken that. He's taken Life Drinker. He's taken this ability when on full health, do more damage. But the most essential one is having Warmaster on him to get your damage output. If you've got Crazy Deer and you could put him in Poison set, it wouldn't be a bad option for this team, by the way. Based on who we're running here. So next one in the list then is Warcaster, and Warcaster again is fast, 266, hard speeds to hit, those two. But some people will just literally like rinse their arena team to get this to work, so that you get a super easy clan boss setup going, and then you've got more chance of earning those books and shards on a daily basis. So he's got his damage is based on attack, and then he's got this block damage buff on a 4-turn cooldown. If you book it out, you have to book it out. Similar masteries again. We've got the Warmaster, and then we've got the chance to counter-attack when you get hit. I guess, like, with this setup, Retribution is important on, like, a Maneater set because people do take damage. In these sets, you don't take any damage. So things like the Retribution Mastery have way less effect, which might mean that depending on the type of team you're running, you might actually go support tree for those extra points of speed from Law of Steel, or from the chance to put things like debuffs on for more turns if you're that type of champion. So it is a slightly different setup to what you'd normally see on a Maneater comp. So we then talked about our speed freak, Seeker. Seeker's pretty fast as well, 248 speed. He can hit this guy. So build him with high attack, high crit damage. This Seeker's going to do tons of damage. He might do the most damage out of this whole team, I think. And then we're going to run into Factor in the Fat. Now, what I love about this comp is the fact that you could run Reflex gear on them. You could run Relentless gear. So 2 sets of gear, and I think both sets of gear would be freaking awesome. I don't even know which one of those I prefer the most. We've got both of these guys in Relentless right now. I actually feel like Reflex at a, let's just check it. I think it's 40% chance to proc. Do we have any here? Reflex. Yeah, Reflex, 40% chance to proc a random skill cooldown. Yeah, so Relentless, you've got 18% chance to get another turn. This one, you've got 40% chance to get another skill cooldown. I don't know what's better, because another turn is great. It gets you closer to this poison ability and to your counter attack. I don't know what's better, but both I think are really cool options. So, yeah, here we go. Factor in the Fat. He is built to 247 speed, 70%, 149 crit damage. We know this guy can hit and bring you some damage. So he has gone support tree here. Same offense tree, but he's done support tree with Master Hexer, and he wants to cycle the cooldown as much as he can, like we were just saying there. He's got Sniper as well to put those, I guess to put poison on easier, is it? 75, 85, 95, 100. No, I don't know if it really does anything for you, Sniper. Oh, decreased defense, yeah. So Sniper's a good shout. And then we've got Longbeard as our final champion then. So Longbeard coming in at 220 speed. 4.3k attack, that's good. He's got too much crit, as I said, but good level of crit damage. A little bit low on accuracy, actually. If I was building this, I'd put at least another 10 into his build. Just seeing if there's somewhere that we could glyph just to get that extra bit. No. And he's got the same sort of masteries there as Factor in the Fat. So again, we're looking to get Cycle of Magic. We want to cycle back around to his abilities as quick as we can. Relentless gear again. So yeah, really cool. If you don't have Longbeard, you don't have Factor in the Fat, doesn't matter. Any ally attack champions can go in this spot. Yeah? Any ally attack, plus any DPS could go in this spot. And you could run them in a Relentless set. So if you had a Draco, if you had a Fane, if you had... I wonder if Anax would work. Maybe. I think Anax would work in that spot as well. And Anax would be a really cool champion for that spot, actually. So there's loads of options to fill in the gaps, but the speed and the block damage champions are essential. Now, this works on all affinities except for Spirit. On Spirit, you have to cycle in Doom Priest instead of Longbeard. So we lose one of our ally attacks, or someone who's going to cleanse the stun. Because the stun will just completely ruin your... cleanse, not the stun. Cleanse the decreased speed, because that will ruin your run. Any other affinity this works on, and I'm going to be showing it here on Void. He's actually got his Doom Priest, interestingly, which is a good shout as well, in Poison gear. Yeah, we've only got Poison coming from Factor in the Fat. It's not enough to top the debuff bar up, so I like this. Poison gear on the Doom Priest. And she will come in and just do that cleanse for you every turn. So she's a good person to bring in to make it work on all affinities. So let's get into a run. The cool thing about this as well is the setup is super simple. Really, really simple. Let's see if we get a lucky Sacred Shard for the pool. Get rid of that. It's rubbish. Any chance? No. No streamer luck today. So, into the setup. Let's do this. Oh, we've got no keys. Have we got any in the... Oh, we do. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's do this. Okay, so let me just make sure I've got the setup in front of me. I know it's super easy, but I want to make sure I do it right. Don't come on auto. It's beautiful. Right, so what do we do then? We start with an A3 on Warcaster. He puts his block damage up straight away. Seeker then does A1. So we don't do the increased speed straight away. We've then got Mr. Fat. I think probably best to get your poisons and that out early. And then, but it could be anything. It doesn't really matter there. Roshguard A2. Longbeard A2 to get that weaken on. Beautiful one for 3 turns because of the extended mastery. And then it's auto. That's it. That is it. in terms of setup, which is crazy, right? So if we had Doom Priest in here right now, she would be cleansing all his little poisons off. We don't really care about that. We see these ally attacks just raining in already. Lovely to see. And then basically what you're waiting on here, or what you're relying on, is factoring the fact to get his decreased defense on with his A1s. And you want Longbeard to keep the weaken on with his A2s. But we've also got the poison coming out. Look at these extra turns kicking in. Beautiful. That's why we're doing the Relentless gear. So we do take a stun early on. Or we're always going to take a stun, sorry, on that champion. Doesn't matter. As long as the stun does not land on the Tower or Warcaster, then it's absolutely fine. So it will end up running on either Longbeard or Factor in the Fat. But yeah, the reason why you'd bring Doom Priest in, Doom Priest would actually cleanse that stun off as well. So, she does come in as a good kind of stand-in champ. But you can see here, already we're at, 4.8 million in 4 turns in. So the damage per turn with double ally attack is actually huge. And it's just running like an absolute dream. Obviously, with decreased defense and weaken on between these two, we're getting big Warmaster hits as well. So just loads of hits raining in. Loads of hits, and with that chance to get extra turns as well, it's just going to ramp up through the game. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get myself out of the way, let this play right the way through so you can see it rotate properly, and then I'll come back in at the end. But yeah, great to see. Always good to see like iterations of comps that you design now starting to find their way into other team combinations. That's why, Deadwood Jedi's tool is super fun, and, you can start to make sure that you've got things working in the right way. So I'm going to get myself out of the way, and let's watch this through. Okay, here we go. We're on turn 46. I mean, firstly, it's running like a dream, as you'd expect for any of these Unkillable comps. If you got the speeds right, you got the Masteries right, they do just kind of go all day long. Super cool, guys. Super cool. With one keyed Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. I don't know if I've seen, I'm sure they're out there, but a Tower Warcaster combo, one keying is relatively rare, I'd say, versus Maneater, where it's much easier to do. So props to Kimmy here for this team. It's really cool. And you know what? It's not even like max potentialed out in terms of, the way they've been geared and stuff. This Seeker is hitting hard. The Fat's not kind of, the Fat's not crit capped, or perhaps it was Warcaster's not crit capped. We're not anywhere near filling a poison debuff bar. So, there's plenty more that can be done with this comp, but I love it. You could also run people like Turvold in these extra positions because extra turns don't matter. So if you're struggling to fit a Turvold in, this type of comp could actually fit it in perfectly. So there you go, guys. 74 smacking million. Who's done the damage? The Fat, 20.6 mil. Seeker 17 mil, Longbeard 14, the Tower 12, Warcaster 9.6. A good spread of damage. Seeker's probably like the MVP of damage here, but he was built the best, I'd say, out of everybody. But there you go, guys. One keyed, no problem. The same comp. Let me just check I've got this right. I'm sure that's what we said. The same comp runs on in the same setup on, let me just check. I'm pretty sure it's right down to Brutal. Yeah. Ultra Nightmare, Nightmare, and Brutal. Same setup, same comp. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you soon.